Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special virtual investor forum. This evening, I'm your host, Patrick Bataille, CEO of Mayberry Investments. Today, we have an exciting show for you all. We will be discussing KEO World. We are joined by Paulo Fidanza, founder and CEO of KEO World, as well as Farad Sheetfar, co-founder and chief innovation officer. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you guys. Apologies for our group CEO, Gary Peart. He's not able to attend, but we do have our group chairman, Christopher Berry, with us, as well as Rachel Kerr, AVP of Investment Banking, joining us today. If you're a fan of the content, subscribe and stay up to date with our uploads. Be sure to hit the bell to receive all new notifications. If you're looking to embark on your investment journey, take that first step with Mayberry Investments. Follow us on social media today and get started, or reach out to an investment advisor or our asset management team. So, Paulo, would love for you to do a brief introduction of yourself, your background for the audience. So I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you, Chris. Thanks to all the great Mayberry team for inviting us here today. I'm Paulo Fidanza. I'm the founder and CEO of the company. I am originally Italian. I have a master's degree in aerospace engineering. My passion has always been for technology, to develop technology. I have patented from 1999 various technologies and solutions. In 2020, I had the big wish to start KEO. But before that, I had many technology companies. I've already done 2 successful exits in my past. So after my last exit, I actually use the proceeds of that to start KEO and this great journey. So again, a pleasure being here. I'll pass the word to Farid.
Thanks, Paulo.
Fantastic. Good evening, everyone. I'm Farad Sheetfar. I'm the co-founder and chief innovation officer at KEO World. I'm actually thrilled to share the story of KEO World with you tonight. In terms of my background, I spent 15 years at Accenture running our media entertainment practice. Specifically, my focus was on the technology side of things, helping a diverse set of clients. Thereafter, I actually met Paulo in Los Angeles in 2008, and since then we've been kind of hip to hip in a variety of different startups. So the past 17 years, really diving into a variety of different startups, and KEO World is definitively the one that is the most promising, and we're excited to where it's headed. And it's been a journey of 5 years in putting what we have together.
Perfect. Thanks. So with that being said, Farad, I know you guys pulled together a presentation. Do you guys want to walk the audience through it?
Absolutely. That'd be wonderful. Wonderful. I believe I have 5 minutes, so we'll be able to go through all the slides. Let's go to slide 2, which shows the market opportunity, if possible. Please let me know when it's everyone can see it so I can begin.
I'm able to see it. I think you want to go back. Global payments. Is that where you're talking? 125 intro?
That's correct. Perfect. So to start, KEO World is a U.S. fintech innovator, redefining global B2B payments and inventory financing through its proprietary AI and blockchain technology. We're at the forefront of a digital revolution in global B2B transactions, which is estimated to be a $125 trillion market opportunity. And we believe the future of B2B transactions is digital, global, and simple. Let's go to the next slide. This is the slide about our journey from vision to victory. KEO was founded in 2020 in Miami, Florida. We currently have offices in Miami, Mexico City, and Sao Paulo with a total of 102 employees. In our earlier days, we recognized that to lead the digital revolution in global B2B transactions, we required a highly strategic execution plan. This involved developing an ecosystem that encompassed lenders, buyers, and suppliers interacting through an innovative payment system. To accomplish this, we initially positioned ourselves as a lender, showcasing our ability to build successful B2B portfolios across various markets using our own capital. This approach enabled us to secure a large debt facility from Hafen Capital Management and meet key performance indicators, which attracted global banks and financial institutions in partnering with us and taking on the associated credit risk for B2B inventory financing. At the same time, we identified that our B2B payment settlement strategy would be strengthened by collaborating with a highly reputable card payment company. Our plan was to negotiate a revenue share model on the merchant discount rate, which is the fee charged from the supplier when a card is swiped, in exchange for guaranteeing them increase in network transaction volumes, supported and guaranteed by the Hafen capital that we had secured. As a result, we leveraged our relationship with American Express, becoming the first non-financial institution to obtain a card issuing license. Upon finalizing our contract with American Express and Hafen, we launched KEO in Mexico, our lending program, which sits on top of the technology that we've built. To date, we've transacted close to $1 billion in Mexico alone, $1 billion in Mexico alone, achieving an annual rate of over 28% with less than 2% default. Roughly 50% of revenue is derived from the merchant discount fee and 50% from the loan interest that we extend to buyers for purchasing goods. Having established a successful ecosystem model in Mexico, we began creating a proprietary AI-driven digital lending and blockchain payments infrastructure to tackle the various shortcomings of the American Express payment network for B2B transactions. 2024 marked the beginning of our global expansion and product internationalization, which particularly focuses on Brazil, with focus on Brazil and Canada. And furthermore, we launched our B2B as a service model in Mexico and along with Finsis. Next slide, please. B2B has always been very complex, and there are many inefficiencies in the traditional B2B financing and payment processing, and many challenges faced by buyers, suppliers, and lenders due to the fragmentation and outdated models. KEO has positioned itself as a highly attractive technology solutions partner for financial institutions around the world, with white glove support model for our partners and customers. KEO's strategic partnership with financial institutions, the likes of BTG, American Express, Santander, and Finsis, is a strong validation of its technology and market fit, and has enabled rapid customer adoption via global buyers and suppliers, such as Ingram, Lenovo, Google, Wholesome, and others. Next slide, please. This is KEO's ecosystem. Building this ecosystem was crucial for creating a seamless experience for all parties involved, lenders, buyers, and suppliers. This ecosystem facilitates transactions through a versatile, multi-currency, multi-language payment system, allowing participants to engage more efficiently and effectively. The integration of various stakeholders ensures that there are multiple avenues for collaboration as well as growth. KEO's ecosystem is superior to existing solutions for both financial institutions and their enterprise customers. To summarize, KEO's ecosystems produces greater returns for banks compared to their traditional lending programs, offers improved financing for buyers purchasing goods, and ensures efficient settlements for suppliers. And Paulo will speak in detail about the technology during the Q&A. Next slide, please. We've developed a strong IPR, and we have filed for 2 USPTO patents to protect our core credit platform and our AI blockchain-based payment infrastructure. We're also the world's largest B2B ally of American Express. Next slide, please. KEO has developed the first embedded digital lending and blockchain payment infrastructure. Our digital lending core manages the credit and the loan lifecycle, while our digital payments AI blockchain-based solution has been coined by American Express as their non-card payment solution and is currently live running transactions in Brazil and Canada. These are some of the capabilities under the two boxes that you see are the capabilities of those technologies with those respective technologies. Let's go to next slide, please. Two business models. KEO, our lending program, which utilizes our proprietary technology, and we have KEO B2B as a service, which is a licensing of our payments and lending infrastructure modules that was presented in the previous slide. We'll now do a quick dive into each of these two products. Next slide, please. KEO is our revolving credit line issued on virtual cards or our digital wallets and is tailored. It is with tailored financing options. It's a JV model with banks and financial institutions, and the revenue model is a revenue share with our banking partners after the cost of funding and credit losses. Next slide, please. Our B2B as a service model is a la carte licensing of our digital lending core and payment modules. The revenue model for our B2B as a service is a fee-based on the amount transacted and the number of transactions. Highly profitable, and this was really, once we built the technology, it was a natural extension to what we could provide our clients, and there was much interest in the variety of modules that we had created. Next slide, please. So with a proven product and revenues in multiple markets, KEO's focus is now on global expansion and product internationalization. We're currently live in Mexico, Brazil, and Canada, and have several contracts pending in other markets. Let's go to the next slide. Our final slide presents the key pillars of our organization, our board of directors, board of advisors, and our management team. Each member brings a wealth of experience and expertise guiding our strategic vision and operational excellence. The board of directors, chaired by our founder and CEO, Paulo Fidanza, ensures robust governance and long-term success, while our board of advisors offers invaluable insights and industry connections. Finally, our management team drives daily operations and innovation, working tirelessly to achieve our goals. Together, they form a dynamic and collaborative leadership structure and positions us for growth and success. Last, Mayberry is a key investor and holds a position on our board of directors, and their support has been invaluable. This wraps up the presentation. I thank you for your time.
Thanks so much for that overview. I'm sure it's going to stream in a lot of questions. With that, let's jump into the Q&A segment. I know, Paulo, you're going to be leading us through that. So, first question, KEO offers a B2B digital platform and an inventory financing. How does that differentiate itself from other B2B platforms out there? What's the secret sauce? Paulo, you're on mute.
There you go. So sorry. Now I can start again. So we differentiate because really the KEO proposition is unique. All the other fintechs or proposition in the B2B financing, they really attack a different segment. They present a solution to very small businesses, family-owned, the very small business. And they use normally technologies linked to the consumer credit card, so the corporate credit card, to use it to pay the small cost. This represents a very small percentage of the B2B, a single digit of the B2B transactions. Where KEO operates and innovated in the medium to large to multinational sector. Our solution is tailored for the real or the big B2B, so the economy is moved by the segment of companies, in which we provide them a solution that is tailored to them. So different from a credit card, in our solution, there is no cycle, there's no chargeback, it's individual to each company. All the terms are dynamically set. So depending on the company or the industry and the market they're in, we are able to give them a tailor-made solution for their business. So it's a unique proposition. That's why our success today and the success that we expect in the future.
Perfect. So I know Farad talked about, some debt facility from Hyphen to support your operations. Can you elaborate on how that's impacted your business and how it's been allocated across the business and what measurable impact it has had?
No, of course. So the debt facility we had to take, it was when we had to prove our technology, we had to be a lender. So in Mexico, we started deploying this facility from Hyphen to fund the credits. So in Mexico, we were acting as the lender, KEO, and as the platform, KEO, no? In conjunction with American Express. After 3 years, as Farid was mentioning in the presentation, so we started 2021. By 2024, we had issued almost $1 billion in transaction, a portfolio yield that grew from 2021 at 26.7% to 2024 at 28.2%, with a default on less than 2%. So an incredible yield for the portfolio, very low default, a basket of medium to large companies. At the moment, we were able to switch to our full vision that was to be partners of bank, because the rate that we can borrow at is never going to be competitive with the rate of which banks capped money, obviously, the lowest cost of funding. Also, banks have already the customers. They need innovation and technology. So we moved to the model. As of today, we almost fully repaid the AFIN facility, and we're switching just purely to the model JV with banks. I have to stress this. We are one of the few fintechs that actually repaid a credit facility. We didn't roll it up. We didn't refinance it. We actually had the cash to repay it. So I think that's also, again, an indication of the solidity of our business model.
Thank you for that. So I know Farad brought up a map showing certain markets that you're in, markets that you're going live. Can you talk to us a bit about how you tailor your solution for the market needs?
No, absolutely. So our solution is meeting, first of all, a need that is global. So in the medium to large enterprises, there is a need to have more efficient credit option to finance the purchase and the payment of their invoices. They also need a better solution in terms of cross-border and local payments, in which the way they are done. Integration with the ERP, instant payments, possibility to have a transparency over the type of transaction, to integrate the data into the accounting system. So all a number of needs are common. So the success that we had in Mexico and we are now having in Brazil and Canada, it can be transported effectively in any country around the world. So we will tropicalize in terms of the language of our software, but really the needs are the same. Most of our clients, by the way, are big multinationals. So we already know from them, and we've been able to take them from Mexico to Brazil, and they want us to expand our service in all the other markets where they work.
Thanks, Paulo. Rachel, any questions from your side?
Okay, Patrick, thanks. Yeah, I actually have one for Pablo. So based on my tally, you're in 8 countries: US, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Dominican Republic, and Ecuador. What about Jamaica? Are there plans to expand in Jamaica?
Look, we are planning to it's a good news, we will be in Jamaica very soon, because of the special place that has Mayberry in my heart, being one of our first backers. So it was one of the open doors to us when we were no one. So they saw it in us. So today I'm going to give you a little preview, but we are launching a very big program together with American Express. It's called the Global Trade Card. And this program will also reach Jamaica. It's a big program. We will see KEO expand in 12 more markets over the next 12 months.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have one also additional question. In the first part of the presentation, you indicated that the market share is about 100 and the market is about 125 trillion. What's your market share right now, and where do you intend to get in the next 12 to 24 months?
Our market shares now, we are in the billions of transactions. So unfortunately, a scale with trillions is not really relevant. But our objective is to capture a big market share. In this moment, is really a blue ocean. There is not, most of you have companies and enterprises, and the way that you make payment over an invoice is always through a traditional way to pay. Usually is a bank wire. For small invoices, is cash. And if you arrive in the United States, believe it or not, but the most popular way to pay an invoice is a check. This needs to change, no? So KEO is positioned to be the leader in making this step changing. So we plan to be a relevant part of the transaction very soon.
Okay, thank you.
Chairman Barry,
So
do you
I
have
have
any
a
questions?
question. I have a question for Paolo. So what about the US market?
So this program that I'm talking to, it would be issued from the US to outside markets. The US, we will enter the US with our technology, probably not before 2026, 2027. The reason is that at the moment, the need is so much stronger in a number of countries outside the United States. They will want first to take those markets where there is a very strong need. In the United States, there is also no technology like the KEO technology. However, it's a very sophisticated market in which few of the national banks are controlling the market. So we're waiting, and then we will enter the US at the right time.
Excellent.
Yeah, so most fintechs, they try to get in as many markets as possible because people can copy software. I guess some of yours is patented, so that gives you some degree of protection, I guess.
That's correct. So first of all, it's patented. Second one is also very difficult. We have invested, we as all shareholders and company, almost $40 million in this company to develop this IP. There is also a business model associated with it. So the barrier to copy us are not trivial. First of all, you need to copy the technology, then you need to get financial institution to adopt it. So it took us, as it's 5 years to get to this stage. The reason why KEO is flourishing today is because we had to sweat and pain for 4 years, and we had to use our own money to prove our technology. We had to do $1 billion in transaction before all the banks said, okay, I believe you now, no, it's good enough. So for somebody else to copy us, they need to develop the technology, be careful not to infringe our patents, and then go and deploy $1 billion. By the time we will be in 50 or 60 markets, then there's going to be competition at one point, of course, there's no industry in which there isn't. We're just the first, we are just the first in this market. So we want to take this position, and then we accept that it will be a number 2 and a number 3.
All right. So with that, I think we're going to go to some questions that are now streaming in. So one of the questions coming from Limitless Podcast: how has having strategic investors like Mayberry and Supreme Ventures influenced your approach to scaling the business compared to having purely financial investors? It's a very interesting question.
It's an interesting question. So I think the participation in the board of Mayberry, this is represented in our board of directors, having the opportunity to access the experience that is within Mayberry, the advice and the support has been very useful throughout those years. So not just for the financial investment, but actually for the support and expertise. So of course, it has been an influence on our strategy. And today, our success is also thanks to the Mayberry support, investment, and advice.
Thanks, Paulo. And then again, Limitless Podcast: what technological innovations within your B2B platform are you most excited about that aren't yet viable to the broader market?
Well, we actually, I have to say, there's a new project in R&D that we've been working already for a few months. The release date will be by the end of 2026. and I think it's going to be another great innovation. I think at KEO, we believe we are a tech company, we are an innovator. So as we deploy and we market our current solution, we're always looking at the future to make sure that we're always being a step ahead of everybody else. So by the time they copy us, we already have something new. So very excited about the future.
Excellent. Rachel, any additional questions from your side?
Yeah, I have one. So in Jamaica, we love a good equity play. We love a good initial public offering, an IPO. Does KEO World have any intent of listing possibly one day in the future, near future, long term?
Absolutely. IPO was, when we created the company, we started, was always our dream, our vision. We onboarded all shareholders that would share this ambition and vision. So the company has been structuring itself. The structure of the company is already IPO ready. We are a Delaware C Corp. We have an institutionalized operating agreement for the company. We've been auditing our financials every year. So we've been acting in our small as a company that is ready or will be ready to be IPO. So we're targeting an IPO in the near future. We would opt for this to be, in the next 2 to 3 years.
Great, sounds good. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
All right. Philip Borges has a very great question. So, do you have ambition to expand to the point of becoming a neobank like NU Bank or SoFi? And if so, what's your projected timeline on such an audacious goal?
Absolutely not. KEO never became a bank. I'll tell you something, that's just my opinion. The beauty of fintech is the flexibility they can bring to the innovation. In the moment that you compare to be a bank, you're subject to the same rule of a bank, and you lose all the tools that made you successful. Also, KEO is not a lender, is not an account manager. So we are a tech company. We are called fintech, but we are more tech than fin in the fintech. No, we are a technology company. So the banks are our ally. We never compete with them. The banks are our customers. So we give them technology to banks, central banks, lenders, financial companies, multinationals. We also now have projects with the government in which it's confidential, I cannot mention, but we are adapting our payment rails to the use within the government to better manage their budget and the way that they pay their providers.
Thank you.
So Patrick, just to help the audience a little, and Paolo, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So the way the audience should think about KEO World, it is like it's a platform company, and it's a platform company that is focusing on the info system, that's focusing on the ecosystem of where the suppliers, the vendors, and the banks all intersect with the transactions and the loans. That's how you have to think about it. It's more like a platform. So
just to correct you, but it's an infrastructure. So
well,
it is an infrastructure. It's a digital infrastructure.
Yeah, but why I use the word platform and talking to the audience is like, yes, the infrastructure is part of that platform, but the applicability is to anywhere where you have these type of people transacting business. And so the application is actually much bigger than banks, because unless you're a really large bank, most banks tend to specialize in certain types of communities, customers, or certain type of verticals or whatever. But this is applicable across the entire spectrum of countries and where these vendors, purchasers, financing, closing of a transaction all come together. That's what's special about KEO.
Absolutely. And also, Chris, just to add on that, is the unit economics. We are a tech company, so different from banks. We don't have a big balance sheet. We don't have big capital to pay. We don't have branches. We don't have many people. We have a small team, and it's like royalties. So once we deploy the technology, after deployment, our margins go up to 90%. Our bank margins are 2%. So it's a completely different business. No, we're really, the closest to unit economics is like a royalty business. No, you deploy the technology, you get a royalty. No.
Yeah, it's kind of like Microsoft, but it's a bigger market because it's money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a tech business. We're much closer to the business model of Google, Microsoft, and Facebook than to Santander, BTG, or any other bank.
So Rachel, do you want to ask another
Yes,
question?
I do have another question from online. Limitless Podcast seems to, he wants to track KEO's progress over the next few quarters. So he wants to know what key performance indicators should investors be watching to understand KEO World's progress over the coming quarters.
Transactions, volumes of transactions. So the number of transactions is the key indicator, because these are the transactions that we facilitate now to our platform. This is obviously directly correlated, one, to an adoption of our technology, number two, to our revenue and profits. So the best indicator is the volume of transactions. We call it sometimes billings or transactions, so it's the same.
Okay, thank you.
And Paulo, where does KEO see itself 5 to 10 years from now? What's the vision?
We have a very big vision. We're very ambitious. We think the KEO has the potential to be one of the biggest tech in the world. We are taking a very important need, that is to digitalize payments, making them more efficient. We are one of the first innovators in the largest industry, the B2B, the 125 trillions, they get exchanged by companies. So we think we're positioned for a global expansion and to have also many more revenue streams that I can't disclose now, but the data that we're capturing is very important, and will provide to be another great asset of the company in the future. So we will be, we expect to be in the next 5 to 10 years within the biggest companies in the world.
Thanks. And then one last question from online. Philip Burgess, why isn't the US on the map? Too much competition, or is it due to regulatory concerns?
No, it's not due to regulatory. We start to operate from Puerto Rico, from the US, issuing cards for our global trade card program. Is that there is also is a market we want to be very sure where we enter, because it will take all our focus. The US is a huge market. So in this moment, we prefer to deploy in all the markets in which, as I was saying to Chris, there is a very big need, and then study exactly the right moment to enter in the US. We will enter in the US, not just this year, but we will enter the US very soon.
It's on the roadmap, it's just not.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Chairman, any additional questions from you?
No, I'm glad. I'm fine. Just glad to see Paulo and Farid. It's been a while since we got together. It's great to see you guys still doing great, doing lots of deals, and wishing you all the best, guys.
Thank you so much, Chris, for believing in us. I still remember our lunch in the design district. So thank you so much. Thank you to all the Mayberry team, all the investors in Mayberry. It's a great company. We are so glad to have you on board with us. And really, from my heart, you have been amazing to us.
Thanks.
All right, folks. So, and with that, we'll bring today's discussion to an end. I'd like to thank our viewers for tuning in. Your support is always appreciated. Big thanks to Paulo and Farad for joining us this evening. Thanks for stopping by and being part of the show. To our viewers, be sure to look out for updates on the Investor Forum by following us on social media. We share all things forum related on social media on our social media page. Don't forget to subscribe to our Mayberry channel. Keep safe, and remember, Wise investors, slow and steady wins the race. Thank you, everyone.